Hey guys, welcome to another one of my videos. Have something sort of interesting today. A couple weeks ago, I was messing with an old computer. I was actually running Windows Me, and I discovered that the latest build of REAPER, which as of this video is 6.19, still runs natively and quite well using Windows Me. So I posted this on the REAPER subreddit, and I got quite a few responses. So I decided to go forth and try and make an entire song using REAPER on Windows Me. So the computer I'm using is a Compaq Armada E500. And look at that. Look at that. Battery even holds a charge. This thing came around in around 2000. So it's about 20 years old now. It has a Pentium III running about 900 megahertz and 256 megabytes of RAM. So I used these limitations and I made an entire song using only this laptop. So check out the song here, and after the song, if you're interested, I'll show you the pain involved and what I exactly did to make this work. Alright guys, just want to say if you're liking the video so far, please hit a like and subscribe for more content like this. But to move on, I was just going to show you real quick my setup here for this thing. I actually originally was going to install this with Windows 98, but I couldn't get the drivers working. It might have just been out of date, but I didn't really feel like updating it, so I switched to Windows Me. And everything seems to be working good. So I'm just going to load up REAPER here and show you what I've got going on for the project. Can't exactly do like real screen capture, so I'm just using my phone here. Just going to jump cut here. Yeah, I'm a bad person. I didn't activate this. Sorry guys. So anyway, here's everything loaded. Wow, this drum pad does not make a good mouse pad. Okay, so first of all, the hardest thing about this whole thing was really getting the drums. So what I use for drums here is I actually used Grizzly. Yeah, this works. This is basically just a sample player. So this is what I did for drums. Worked pretty good. I couldn't really mix them as well as I wanted to because whenever I add reverb, it uses like 80% of the CPU. So they're just kind of not like super awesome sounding. That, and normally I would break them into individual tracks even and mix them, but I can't really do that. So yeah, that's really the only third-party plugins I used for this was the sample loader Grizzly, and I actually had to convert all the samples because they wouldn't play natively with Windows Me, so I had to convert them into an older WAV format. I didn't even know there was codecs for WAV, but you know, whatever. And then I use Blockfish on a couple tracks, which works. It's a good old compressor. For guitar tone, I use the Guitarport again. And that's also what I used for my interface, is the guitar port again, if I didn't mention that already. So, as soon as it loads here, everything takes a while for stuff to load, because it's all running off an old hard drive, which is clicking every once in a while, so I don't know how much longer it's going to last. So if you can hear that, that's the guitar. So this is the guitar tone I used. Yeah, so that's what that sounds like. Not too bad for what it is. And then basically just did some pretty basic EQ. And then the bass, I just basically recorded dry. Used a little bit of a compressor, a little bit of a clipper. I always do on the bass to sort of level the volume out. And yeah, that's about it. For mastering, I kind of lost my master chain, but it was just basically REAPER stock plugins, some EQ. I think I used Blockfish again as a master bus compressor, and an exciter and an EQ, which are all the stock REAPER plugins. But yeah, the only thing, everything did record fairly well. Near the end, I started getting some glitchy stuff. Obviously, if I play it here, you might see. You're noticing some glitching there, so I had to freeze all the tracks and stuff. Honestly, it wasn't like the best to work with. It just shows you can run REAPER on anything, and you can make music on anything. That said, I wouldn't recommend using Windows Me for REAPER. Honestly, I didn't really experience any crashing as much as you might expect, but obviously it's a very old operating system. If you're going to go this route, you're better off using Windows XP. VST compatibility was another issue. It was sort of hit or miss whether VSTs actually worked, and there's no real documentation. So basically I scrubbed through a bunch of old websites on archive.org and tried to find some old VSTs. I was hoping to use some different amp sims, like maybe like Lapoo, those old amp sims, but even they were too new to actually be recognized by Windows Me. So yeah, you're sort of limited to what you got, but it was a fun little project, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, hasta la pasta.